I can't lie, being a gift, a birthday gift is crazy.
Face down, up.
A man wants to ask a woman to be his girlfriend or his Valentine or whatever it may be, and he does it by decorating a bed. And then you post it. You post it as a before and after.
So this ain't good enough. Look at all this. This is romantic as f.
Okay, but I'm grown as f. Like, this is childish.
Decorated beds have quickly become the go-to romantic gesture. The trail of rose petals on the floor, the heart balloons all over the room, those hand towels shaped into swans. And on the surface, above the sheets, it's charming and thoughtful. Look at that man go, putting in effort for his woman. Until you step back and see the entire gesture is built around what happens under those sheets. That's when things start feeling a little off. So, in honor of Valentine's Day and honestly the monumental factor into the decorated bed epidemic, we need to go back and look at what the holiday used to mean, which was something a lot more naturally romantic.
It appears the modern customs related to Valentine's Day go back to Britain in the Middle Ages, when people viewed February 14th, which is halfway through the second month of the year, as the day that birds started finding their mates for the upcoming spring.
That natural connection around this time of year between the birds and finding your partner is what shaped how people viewed love back then.
In the late 14th century, English poet Geoffrey Chaucer published Parliament of Fowls, a poem declaring Valentine's Day as the time where birds choose their mates. The poem seemingly sparked a tradition for lovers to send romantic letters to each other during bird mating season. These messages, called Valentines, grew in popularity and were mass-produced by the late 1700s.
But today, love and romance looks a little bit different, and the gestures we associate with it has made a lot of people lose the plot. In today's video, we're comparing yesterday's romance to what I like to call the mattress makeover craze we're seeing today. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. No, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully at the end of this video, we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. When we look at the history of Valentine's Day and the romance of it all, gifts were still being given. They just meant something because they were tied to potential commitment.
So the act of giving gifts to our romantic partners on Valentine's Day is connected to historical rituals of courtship gift giving. So although my video today is about European historical customs, gift giving in courtship and marriage rituals, as well as love tokens, are universal and have taken place in many cultures around the world throughout history.
So while courting, people were a lot more modest back then when it came to anything involving the bedroom. The focus went into wooing before anything intimate came into play.
Dating in the Victorian era meant navigating a maze of modesty and prudence. Making love didn't mean the same thing to the Victorians as it does to us. This isn't the 80s euphemism for having sex. Victorians would understand it to refer to a chaste courtship or process of wooing.
We could look at it like this, okay? Everybody knows the phrase, the birds and the bees, right? Well, the birds represented that first step, choosing your partner. And the bees, well, the bees represented the productivity that came after that. Put the pieces together as you will. But notice within all the history of these romantic Valentine gestures, the bees aren't mentioned yet, which definitely makes sense for society at the time, especially during the Regency era. Dating and courting was strict. People had chaperones, compliments had to be very restrictive, and even holding hands could ruin your reputation.
The role of chaperone was often taken by a female relative. Typically a mother, but a friend or governess could also be acceptable. Compliments were strictly off limits, and no kind of physical contact could pass between a couple either, with actions such as holding hands being unthinkably forward.
People had to guard their boundaries the same way people guard their personal information, because once something got out, you could not take it back. Which is why I'm glad this video is sponsored by Aura. Aura protects your privacy by identifying which sketchy websites or data brokers is selling your information, and they do the hard part for you by automatically removing them off of those sites and keeping them off for good. I would know because this 11-page report has all of my private information, like my address, my relatives, things I've brought online. They have everything but my blood type. And it's insane how websites we use every day is selling this information without our consent. But Aura will give you alerts if your information is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your credit and banking, and 24/7 monitoring to keep your identity secure. And there are a lot of other services that can do this, but none of them offer as much as Aura for the same price. Removing your personal information can be hard. Data brokers are betting on it being so hard that you do nothing about it. So let Aura do the hard work for you. You can try Aura for free for 14 days at aura.com/Janae Danyiel. And in just those 2 weeks, Aura will already start scrubbing your information off those data broker sites without you having to lift a finger. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable, and you shouldn't either. This mindset of being intentional and cautious is exactly what shaped romance in the past. Romantic gestures had to be thoughtful and have the right intentions. And you'll notice something very important we need to point out. Women were given the choice to decide the outcome of said romantic intention.
I know it's a little late to
That's
ask
the
you,
way. A date proposal should be specific, not one of those "you busy Saturday" things. That's a part of date etiquette, and a girl likes it. A girl likes a fair chance to decide whether she wants the date or not.
When a boy courted a girl, when he wanted to take that next step, his role was just to ask, that's all. And her role was to choose what came next. There wasn't a gesture that boxed her into a certain response. Keep that in mind for later. There wasn't this automatic assumption that a sweet moment had to lead somewhere else. But as the dating culture evolved, so did all the romance and intimacy that was included in it. Dating, let's just say, got confusing, unpredictable, and what a lot of people would call toxic.
Dating isn't even fun anymore because so many men are concerned with what they are going to get in exchange for a plate of food. They can't even hold a decent conversation with you because they're more focused on if there's going to be dessert after dessert. And that's why you see so many men suggesting these low quality, low effort, disrespectful, slap in the face dates. Oh, if I spend $100 on food, if I spend $200 on food, you owe me.
The dating market is so trash right now, bro. Fellas, I'm sure you could agree with me. All of these suck. Like all of them, you feel me? And even if you got a she suck too, she just don't suck as bad as the other.
Let's be real, okay? Every party has their faults when it comes to dating. You'll have women saying men give too little, the bar is in hell.
Women are starting to see what men have to offer besides sex and money, and it's not much.
You'll have men saying women expect too much and they don't appreciate effort at all.
If I ever do something for my girl and she fixes her lips to say, as you should, or that's the bare minimum, I'm leaving.
There's always two sides, but the constant back and forth of what's bare minimum, what's enough, what does effort or romance even look like anymore, that's completely reshaped what the standard even looks like. And before anyone realized, people were lowering their standards just to make dating possible in this modern world.
I feel like when it comes to dating, I've been very chill and calm when it comes to my old set of standards that I held for myself. I have high standards, and I do. But I feel like with dating, I've kind of realized to calm down a little bit in certain areas where I've been so high and mighty and tight with certain things that you need to have.
I hate to say this, but I think that women have to lower their standards. The amount of chronically single girlfriends that I know, either approaching their 30s or already in their 30s, that are wanting to settle down and have a family, but can't, is an epidemic at this point.
So, what were the results of this, you ask? Well, people started relying on the big, dramatic gestures that looked romantic on the surface, yes, but they didn't really have as much romantic depth.
Face down, up.
All the times I made you wait for me, no.
Oh, huh.
He filmed the bed saying face down, up. You recording it and it's on my birthday and you posting it and it's no gifts or nothing. The bar is in hell.
I can't lie. Being a birthday gift is crazy. That's crazy. I do not support that. I don't support that any more than I support you being a gift. You telling me The same piece of I had last night is my present today? On my day? Oh, no.
This is also around the era of the vacations and spend the night adventures and flued out festivities.
If you let that fly you out, yes, you do also have to let him. Oh my God, who said that? No, like for real, who said that? I said that.
Yeah, those festivities. The extravagant videos and the luxury look of it all push this idea even further, that a decorated hotel bed for Valentine's Day, anniversaries, even your birthday, was the epitome of romance.
How did you get to do that?
Keep them closed.
Am I walking straight?
2, 1, open them.
But not just the epitome of romance, but the epitome of effort. And if a woman seen this as low effort and ill-intended, then she was ungrateful.
Happy anniversary, baby. Happy anniversary.
This cool.
This cool?
Yeah.
What the hell you mean it's cool? Girl, you don't see you all over the place? This nice as hell.
Okay, but I'm a grown woman. Like, you do this for 15-year-olds. Like, you should have bought me something or did something or...
So this ain't good enough? Look at all this. This is romantic as
Okay, but I'm grown as like, this is childish.
And I swear, okay, I'm not trying to come off as a party pooper or a love hater or just a hater in general. I love love. It is Valentine's Day, for heaven's sake. And I know that this can be a very meaningful and intimate, romantic gesture that a lot of people enjoy.
Since Valentine's Day is literally around the corner, I've got one very important question to ask. Is a decorated bed or hotel room really that deep? I know what you're all thinking. If someone gives you a decorated room for Valentine's Day, there's only one thing on their mind. But in my opinion, it's kind of a nice gesture, low-key. Like, not everything has to be sexual.
But where I will put my foot down is at the girlfriend proposals. With how wishy-washy the dating scene is, don't get me wrong, okay? Asking somebody to be your girlfriend is romantic and it's very much needed in this society. But the second you put that question on a bed, it changes everything.
The fact it's praised that decorating a bed to ask someone to be your girlfriend is insane. Because think about it like this. Oh, you decorated my bed, so what do you want to happen next? And it's like, okay, cool, chill, like you do that already, but at the same time, get your mind out of the gutter. To ask someone to be your girlfriend, something that's supposed to be romantic and then immediately turning it sexual, it's kind of weird. Slow down.
I'm gonna give this to y'all straight, okay? Because half of me wants to blatantly say that men know exactly what they're doing. When they decorate that bed, they only want one thing. They're basically cornering her to just smile and say thank you while giving him exactly what he wants. Because now this is feeling like more of a plan than a gift.
You have rose petals leading up to the mattress, and on the sheets you have various offerings of material. And then you post it. You post it as a before and after. What this implies is a transaction. I am not the friend who's too woke. That is a transaction of material for sex. I offer you your favorite candy from 7-Eleven. In turn, you become my girlfriend and I have access to your body.
But then the other half, that nuanced half that y'all appreciate so much, she sees that this is the result of a generation that doesn't even know what romance looks like anymore.
Those surprise hotel decorations that we are seeing going all over social media, those aren't romantic because the person who's taking you there you don't like, or they don't really like you, or you're not really interested in them. So of course it's not going to be a romantic thing. It's a sex thing. See, the people in this society have taken the romance out of everything and now it's just all sexual.
When it comes to dating, people are tired, people are burned out, and not seeing thoughtful gestures as often makes the bare minimum feel like something.
It's crazy to me that there are women out here on this earth that are receiving things like flowers and lavish gifts and trips from men. Meanwhile, I can't even get a guy to flush the toilet while he's at my apartment. The bar is so low for me. Like, my expectation at this point in time, like my one standard, is respect.
So for a lot of people, The bedroom, or just the bed in general, became a shortcut. And I'm so torn about the situation because while I love seeing men put effort into their woman and actually do something thoughtful and generous, because y'all, there are too many stories of men not giving a damn. But then it's like, you're decorating a bed with rose petals and money and gifts and candles. Everything about it, packaged on the outside, it looks beautiful, it looks amazing. And it's the easiest way to make her smile. But in their head, they're probably thinking it's the easiest way to get them laid. And I don't know how I feel about that.
So imagine it's your birthday and your boyfriend takes you to this hotel. And before you even open the door, you hear the music in the background and you're thinking to yourself, "Big day, you actually did this?" And you open the door and sure enough, there are rose petals and candles and balloons and all of that everywhere. But you look over at the bed and you discover this.
Face down, up.
This actually sparked a really interesting debate about whether or not it is or isn't romantic for a man to decorate a hotel room. With a lot of the focus, matter of fact, all of the focus is on the bed. He wants to be rewarded on that bed.
These decorated beds appear in birthdays, situationships, marriage proposals, even apologies. And y'all notice how there's a huge difference between each and every single one of those events? So why do we need to gift sex at every single one of them? Now, this decorated bed epidemic is just gonna have to be left with an open-ended discussion because there are so many layers to it and it necessarily doesn't have to be wrong. It's just the intention behind them that you need to watch out for. And for my besties watching, especially my younger ones, I'ma leave y'all with something. If somebody is gifting you a decorated bed, that does not mean you are obligated to give them something back. After all, it is a gift. And last time I checked, gifts are given, they're not traded. Thank you for tuning into the Girl Talk You Didn't Know You Needed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hype, whatever classy people like you do before heading to the next video. I honestly feel like my setup is complete. I got a whole new light. I got one of those like softbox lights and it's like a lantern. It's piecing everything together and it's just making my setup look a lot more cinematic. I absolutely love it. I feel like a completely different person. New hair, new me. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.